Right. Hello. Welcome to today's stream. Uh we are making a racetrack today. Um for my good horse Steve. Because he yearns for gambling. He yearns for gambling. Not to gamble himself, but he wants to introduce gambling into the world here. Um so we're gonna make him a racetrack. I almost got carried away and made it off camera until I realized this is the thing that I was supposed to be streaming. So, um, what I did say yesterday, well, think before you open your mouth, dumbass. Construct the sentence, then deliver. Don't do it in the other direction. That usually doesn't work. What I said yesterday that I was going to do off camera was to basically do a bit of gap filler and clear a bunch of woods here for the racetrack. And I've done that. But as you also might be able to tell, I did put in a bridge because I started to think about how I want to design the course. And I've had some other ideas too for potential fun things to introduce. So, but that's later. For now, though, I wanna have because I noticed there was like a ravine here and like a natural little, pit essentially that snaked around, and I was like, I'm gonna use that. I want to utilize the natural, you know, carved out valley here, for part of the racetrack. So we're gonna go underneath the bridge at some point, and then come back out here, or the other way around. I'm not sure. And then at some point, the racetrack will go over the little hole. But more than that, I haven't really figured out exactly how I want this thing to be. Also, when I saw Stieg over here, I for a split second thought that it was a different player, and I was really freaking out. But never mind, it's just my horse in his diamond armor. I'm losing my mind already. Cool. Also, huge news. I found one more of these lanterns, and I put them in here. So now the entirety of Bamses' fancy doghouse is finished. His pool is done. Everything else is done. He lives in a fancier house than I have. At least I would say so, I guess. Or maybe not necessarily. I have a few more things in my house than he does. It's a bit more spacious too. But it is a very fancy house that he's got. Schizophrenia gaming today, huh? Well, not quite. Not that wasn't really the plan, but we'll see what the rest of the stream ends up being. Who knows? As I was checking out the statistics on this world, just out of curiosity. And also, what you can clean armor apparently. Okay, cool. I'm learning a lot. Where is it? Where was the thing that yeah, here. The total world time is only 5 days, which feels weirdly short. It feels like I've been playing on this world for far longer. But apparently I've only been on this world for 5 days, which I mean is, 5 days straight. As opposed to 5 days gay. Am I right? Hold on. Am I right? There we go. I forgot to turn on the voice commands again because I'm a fool. But I thought it would be a bit longer. I thought it would at least be maybe, I don't know, a week. But nope. Nope, just 5 days. We're getting close to a week, but we're not quite there yet. Also, yeah, I mistook my horse for another player. From a distance, you wouldn't believe it, but from a distance, Stieg looked very human. Because yeah, we're gonna make a racetrack today. We're gonna make a racetrack happen. I think the first step is just to plot out the course. Um, so I'm gonna grab some blocks. Some distinct blocks, so not dirt. I guess I could go with gravel, but nah, I'll go with sandstone instead. We'll use sandstone to plot out the course, and I gotta fucking go to bed again immediately. Which, by the way, during this fucking supposed 5 hour or 5 days straight playtime that I have, this is what that means. Total vag tea, that means total world time. It's, 5 days straight, more than 5 days straight. During that time, where the fuck was it? I have slept. How many times? How many times did I sleep? Where's the statistic for that? Where was it? Hello. I saw it just minutes ago before I turned on the camera. Where is it? There we go. It's in the fucking top. The amount of times that I've slept in a bed during that time is 532. That's at least 531 too many times. Why so many times? Like, Jesus. I'm like a toddler. It's always nap time or eating time. I'm either eating or napping. No productivity whatsoever. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Both of y'all. Probably counts when you lay down and then stand up without sleeping through it. Brother, there has not been a single point in time during this entire playthrough where I haven't slept through the entire time. I have not even gotten up and out of bed by mistake. Any time that I've slept on this world in particular, it has been to sleep. It has been to close my eyes and go unconscious for a few hours and then wake up. That has been the goal and the execution every time that I've laid down in a bed. So let it be known, I've actually gone to sleep in this game 532 times. 533 times now. Like, why so... It should cut that in half. Like, genuinely. Extend the days to, like, twice the length. You can keep the nights the time that they're at, but extend the days to at least twice the length. Because, like, that's already, like... I don't know, how much is that? Maybe, like, a sixth of the day gone? Already? Like, it's approaching a fourth. It goes by so fucking fast. Anyway, I want the course to at some point go over this bridge. That's gonna happen. It's inevitable. It's like Thanos. It's inevitable. And I'm thinking that it's gonna go up here, and then there'll be like a straight shot over here. And I guess you could make like a starting point here. And then it goes this way. Because like there's a lot of empty space now in the middle of the track, and I'm kind of like, how do I use that? How do I make this not just a circle? But I'm also kind of thinking it's probably a little bit inevitable to just make this a circle. Like, I don't really see how I'm gonna avoid that. We could go up here. We go up here, and then, down here, I suppose. Yeah. And I know to utilize this, so that's fine. And then you come up here. guess it could just fucking turn around immediately and connect this way. But also make like a. Yeah, hold on. I'm figuring something out. I'm cooking. I might be burning the food, but I'm cooking. Attempting to cook. So let me just walk through the idea. Start of the course right here. Also the end of the course. Wait, hold on. Have you done math? Oh boy. Considering a Minecraft day is about 72 times faster than a real life day. Not surprising to sleep that much. However, if you slept once every Minecraft day, 72 times 5 would be around 360 times. Yeah. It's a bit weird though. Math. Yep. I don't know. Either way, to get to the point, this is the start of the course. I'm sure that math is correct. You go here. You race over this way, and then you go up here, and down here. I have to do some terraforming, and then you go through this little valley here. We'll call this Gerudo Valley. Shout out Ocarina of Time, and then you go back up here. A sharp turn to the left, around something, some sort of arbitrary whatever. Across the bridge, and then you don't take the high road immediately. You take a shorter turn to go left again. So you do the inside track. And then you go around again, do the whole thing like I just described. And then when you get back to across the bridge, so the second time you come around, that's the time that you go on the high road. Crazy. But that's what we're doing. Now I just need to figure out another couple of things. First of all, do I want to just lay out the whole course using paths like this? Because that could work. Could work. I don't really have an issue with that. Necessarily. I've also been thinking about adding like blue and white and red stripes along the sides of the path to make it look like an actual like racetrack for like cars, because I find that idea funny. You just realized that you may only count around 14 to 16 hours per Minecraft day, since a full day would include the night. Yeah, that's probably more accurate. Because again, I got 533. And there's been nights where I've like slept through, or like I've been awake for a good chunk of the night. Or times where I went through the nether and then I come back and it's nighttime, so I've skipped a bunch of the night, so there's that. You know what, fuck it. We're just gonna make the whole racetrack out of the shovel path. Also, Chris, you weren't here yesterday, so you were not here to witness the grandiose mistake that I made. I finished the star cube. I finished the star cube, and it was a mistake. This was a massive mistake. He's too powerful. He's too fucking powerful. And yeah, in case you didn't notice it, the rooftop is also his face, just stained glass, because, well, I wanted some light in here. Yeah, I finished that over the weekend. And, yeah, he's too big. He's too big. Like, why did I ever think that it was a good idea Like, oh yeah, I want to cover up my iron farm with something more visually interesting than, well, I don't know. Like the iron farm is boring. I want to fix it, and as a result, I made something that is just far too eye-catching. Literally eye-catching. It's got eyes all over it. So good, very good. Yay me. Glad you have a glass ceiling because it would have been scary in there. Sure would have been. Sure would have been. Because what before I committed to the glass ceiling idea, I made the underside just purely out of stone because it was gonna make the process easier to build the face instead of having to crouch the whole time. Um, and that's when I realized that yeah, it gets kind of pitch black in here, and then you see four Tony faces looking at you with a smirk in the pitch black. And all you got are a couple of measly torches on the ground to light up the area. Um, it almost felt violating, I would say. So yeah, glass ceiling it was just the only option really. Oh look, it's almost nighttime again. Cool, cool, great, goody. Um, again, they're doing more construction downstairs. I have no idea what they're doing. I'm just gonna try my best to ignore it, even though it sounds like an elephant is giving birth downstairs. Sure, it's fine. After all, there are no native elephants in Sweden, so I should be fine. I hate living here. I hate living here so much. It's fine though. Won't last forever, I'm sure. Just let me sleep. Just let me sleep. What if every time you click a bed, that counts to sleeping? Sure, it doesn't, but what if it does? That would explain a lot, because I've definitely been spam clicking on that bed. What do you mean you don't know about the wild Swedish elephant? Well, look, I wasn't paying attention in biology class. I haven't heard about the giant Swedish elephants. How was I supposed to know? I was asleep in that class. Well, I wasn't sleeping, but I was definitely daydreaming. uh, these leaves must go as well. I hate them. Well, I don't hate them. They're a kind of cute detail, but they should have just added a biome with like orange leaves, like an autumn type biome, where these leaves would make more sense. I like these, but like it's not the appropriate season, is it? You fucks. That's right. You're hearing a full-grown man. Well, I guess I'm not 25 yet, but I'm getting there. You're hearing a man complain about the realism of leaves in Minecraft. This is where the track was going. So many. So many leaves. And why? For what reason? For what purpose? To look cute? Yes. Just entirely for the purpose of looking cute. But why? Are there not other ways to look cute? Whatever. Is this parkour? It's not parkour, it's a racetrack. For my horse. Stieg needs a racetrack. He wants to introduce gambling. He wants to bring the racetrack and the gambling industry into the world. And I'm giving him a racetrack. He'll have to solve the gambling scene. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm not Aiden Ross. I don't feel comfortable dealing with gambling or anything. That's right. That's a roast. But also who cares? Whatever. My horse will have to figure out the gambling scene. I'm just here to build a racetrack. Now I can remove these. When you reach 25%, youth ends, at least according to almost every company. Yeah, I think 25 is when your brain is done developing. Like, in the sense that, like, now the brain is complete. It's installed all the necessary firmware, now you're on your own. uh, but the UN marks 24 as last year of youth. I guess so. Which means I've got about... When does this month end? Is it the 31st or the 30th? Hold on, where's my calendar? 31st? Okay. That means I've got 9 days until I'm officially an adult, according to the UN. Ayo, yep, sure, it's true. I'm 24 on the 6th of August. Which is crazy. It's actually kind of crazy, though. Like, it is kind of weird. Because if I get to live to 100, which, by all means, it should be my God-given right to be 20, or to become 100, because not smoking, not drinking alcohol, which now, in case you missed it, apparently drinking in any capacity is bad for you. Crazy. It's so crazy that the idea that, oh, drinking is actually, like, a little bit of alcohol is actually good for you. That was actually from a bad study provided to you by the alcohol industry. It's crazy. So I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any kind of tobacco whatsoever. No drugs here. I try to live healthy. I work out to some degree. Try to eat pretty healthy. I don't consume loads of sugar. Like, pretty healthy, all things considered. So if I don't get to live to 100, I want to sue somebody. I don't know who I'll sue, especially when I'm dead. I don't know how I'll work it out, but I'm gonna sue. But provided that I get to 100, which again, that should be my right. That means I've lived like a fourth of my life almost soon, which is wow. A fourth already? Wow. Parent insurance? What? What are you referring to? Is this dude a minor? I'm not a minor. I mean, I go into the mines every once in a while. I'm not a minor. Also, yeah, I'm probably insured. Pretty sure my parents did insure me. I'm not 100% sure about it, but I'm pretty sure I'm insured. But unless, like, a car drives through my bedroom window, I should be fine. I'm not the kind of guy that goes out, I don't know, just gets the idea to go skydiving. And I'm too poor to go traveling, so I won't be getting stabbed on the London streets or anything. So, you know, it's fine. Even if I am uninsured, which again, I don't think I am. But were that to be the case, I would have to have some astronomically huge bad luck for death to come out of nowhere. I guess a heart attack isn't impossible. Could happen, but again, I'd like to consider myself pretty healthy, so if I die by a heart attack, I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue. Suing somebody as a ghost. I'll be the world's first ghost to sue somebody. I'll do it. You know for a fact that schools are usually insured here? Well, yeah, but I'm not in school anymore. I finished. I finished and I'm not taking any more courses because fuck that. Nah, I'm gonna be unemployed and look for a job whilst also doing a bad job of looking for a job. um, yeah, that's the plan. Driver. Well, being a driver is kind of difficult when you don't have a license. Because for some reason you had it in your head that, you know what, I'm not gonna get my license yet. Or like, I didn't have a specific idea to not get my license when I had the opportunity. The idea was, well, I'm not in a rush to get a license. I have nowhere to go. And usually when I have to go places, it's not that big of a deal. I can take the bus if necessary. And mind you, this was when I was living in a small town, not a big city. So really, at that time, I had all the reasons, technically, to get a license. But again, I wasn't going anywhere. Wasn't big into car culture either, so driving to me wasn't that appealing of a thought either. I was like, I'm not in a rush. I'll get it when I get it. Plus, it's expensive, so, you know, I'll get a job first, I guess, and then I'll get a license. But then school happened, and now I've lived in a city where, you know, there is trains and everything connected to literally everything, so there's been even less of a reason to have a car. And again, I was busy with school, so it was like, I'm already studying other shit, like, I'll worry about it later, when I got more time. And now later is here. And turns out pretty much every place, despite whatever job it is, typically require you to have a driver's license, even if it's something that really wouldn't require you to have a license. Oh my god, clankers, get out of here. Disgusting. It reeks of clanker in here. Get out of here. So yeah, I'm just kind of screwed in that sense. But not entirely cooked, I guess. There's still plenty of supermarkets to look for jobs at. I'm kind of just waiting for summer to wrap up too. I know I can at the very least make it here for like half a year without any major issues. I got tons of savings left over from the school loan money, so I can make it for quite a few months on that. I'm sort of waiting for summer to wrap up and hope for more job opportunities at that point. Because, well, all summer jobs are filled in at this point, and I'd imagine there might be some people quitting at the end of summer to go studying. You never know. There is a giant university here, so you never know. You never truly know what's gonna happen at the end of summer. So we'll see. Coming this summer, potential job opportunities. Or homelessness. Find out on the next season of Seaward. Rated the most boring show on IMDb 3 years in a row. It's Seaward. With reviews such as, wait, is this a show? Why is getting your license so expensive in Sweden? Well, it depends on a lot of things. Taking driving lessons costs money. There's also like a necessary thing you have to go to. I forget what the fuck it's called, but it's like essentially you and possibly your parent, if you're gonna be taking driving lessons with your parent, like that type of thing. You have to go to the specific fucking meeting or whatever where some guy will tell you basic knowledge and facts about, what you're supposed to do and not do. Just the basics when it comes to like teaching driving. And that in and of itself costs money. I forget how much, but it's like that is in and of itself a small investment. But then lessons, depending on how many you want, and depending on what type of course, and depending on, I think, also what type of driving school you're going to, that will also cost you a varying amount of money. And then I believe taking the actual test as well costs money. I think to incentivize to make it be basically so that you commit a bit more to actually learning. You take it a bit more seriously, because every time you fuck up, you got to pay again for another attempt. I'm pretty sure. I don't know this for 100%, but I think that's kind of the gist of it. I just know that it costs money. That's all. Lots of obligatory moments like theoretical tests and driving tests. Yeah. In America, you just have to do like maybe 1 hour long test and then a 30-minute most driving test. Taking lessons, most people skip because they do their learner's permit and learn that way. Yeah. Because like in its technical sense, you can forego taking driving lessons too. I think again, there's some moments you have to go do. I forget what it's called. I think it's like risk ettan and risk 2. Like the risk 1 and risk 2. I don't know. It's about, I think the second one is basically you go and experience what it's like to drive a car when it starts spinning. when you start to get like a spin on it and you're trying to get control back of the car. That I know is a thing you have to do, which again costs money. Can also be like a whole ass day event. I don't think you have to specifically manage to get control of the car. I think it's like it would be preferable if you do, and they're probably going to try and do their best to help you learn that. But I don't think it's mandatory. I think it's mostly just so that you know technically what you're supposed to do if your car starts to spin, or if you start sliding. I don't know why I'm trying to sleep immediately. I'm getting into a conversation here. I'm just so deep into the conversation. I'm just like forgetting. To be fair, I think people are ass drivers in my state, so it's good they make you guys do more. I do think it's a good idea to like make it like a bit more of an investment so that you do actually have to commit a bit more to learning. But that said, though, oh god, the amount of leaves in my memory. That said, though, there's still many shit drivers here in Sweden as well, and there's also just a lot of drivers that flat out fucking forget shit like, I don't know, turn signals. My entire childhood of being a passenger in the car with my mom has always just been her complaining about the fact that people refuse to use turn signals. Why are turn signals just a thing that people forget about? They're kind of fucking important, assholes. Like, where did you get your driver's license? Out of a fucking cereal box? Like, hello? Anyone home? In that fucking noggin of yours? What is it that people say? The acoustics in your head must be incredible. But yeah, anyway, point is, I don't have a driver's license. I was going to get one, and then I wasn't in a particular rush. And then I ended up not getting it, and now I'm suffering the consequences, because at this point, I really could use a driver's license. God, that would help me out so much. Because I know there are some places that will for sure hire you, like food delivery services and whatnot. I could do that for a while, whilst I'm looking for a better job. But, you know, I only have a bike, and that works, but I'd rather not kill my legs in the process. I'd rather avoid that. Anyway, racetrack's coming along nice. It looks pretty good. uh, Hold on. There's a lot of text I missed here. The issue is also from state to state, they can be super lax about how hard it is to get a license. And my state has a lot of people who come from other states and don't actually know our local laws. It's a hot mess. Okay. Sounds American. We don't have to prove we can parallel park or drive on ice like my parents had to parallel park, but they dropped it by the time I took it. My test was drive down a road, brake hard, prove I can do a 3-point turn, and then park between 4 cones and not hit one. That's it. Crazy. You got the driver's license from playing GTA, yeah. GTA only made me good at reading maps. I mean, I guess, if that even. I do have a plan, though. I do have one of those steering wheels, one of those gaming wheels. Which, I have several plans for that, mostly two. One plan is to, when I'm actually going to commit to taking my driver's license, I'm not going to play GTA. I'm not even necessarily going to legitimately buy, like, a driving simulator and learn through that solely. Like, I'm just going to, as I'm learning, I'm also just in my free time probably just gonna go for a spin in Forza or something. For the fun of it, just to keep it in my mind, to make it maybe possibly less daunting to sit behind a wheel, you know what I mean? It is a completely different thing when you're, you know, taking a test. Like, it will suddenly feel a whole lot more real. But it's like, I just want to get it into, like, a habit and be like, okay, well, sitting behind a wheel is, like, not very scary, and also just make it more, more of a, I guess, second nature to, like, drive stick. Even though, again, it's not very realistic driving stick in those games, because, well, I think you probably could make it super punishing so that if you do fuck up the timing, you'll, you know, stall out or whatever. But with the settings that I was running with last time I was driving in that game, it wasn't so realistic, and I decided to just keep it that way because it was more fun to keep it a little bit arcadey. But I plan on driving a bit more virtually as well as I'm trying to learn how to drive in real life, which might backfire on me. Maybe I'll start fucking the fucking driver teacher is like, okay, take a left here. I just fucking pulled sick drift. Which would be funny. Until I fail, obviously. But, you know, that is what I plan on doing. I plan on just doing that as a more habitual thing. You want to get one of those to learn to drive a manual car? You don't know how to drive manual? Damn, I thought it was like something, because like I know manuals are going out of style. I know that. Automatic cars are more and more common, especially if you're getting like electric cars. I think pretty much all electric cars at this point, maybe a few exceptions, are just automatic. But I just assumed most people got the manual license just in case. All cars in the US are basically auto. Okay, interesting. This might also just be from the fact that I'm coming from a small village in the north of Sweden where car culture is like the thing boys do. And if you're gonna drive a car, you're gonna have to do the stick thing. Otherwise, you're, I don't know, some kind of woman, I guess. You're not a man unless you fiddle with the car dick. Every man knows how to drive car dick. Sorry, stick. Whatever, Clyde. Whatever you do with that car of yours, I'm not gonna ask questions. That is entirely between you and your car. Do what you want. I'm not gonna ask questions, because quite frankly, I don't want to ask questions. Do whatever you want. Your car, you paid for it. Or your parents, honestly. A lot of them back home, they got cars from their parents. Just saying. Not exactly a hard-earned vehicle. Or I don't know, maybe they did chores. Maybe they mowed the lawn or something. What do I know? Oh, fuck, my shovel broke. We'll get a new one then. They aren't different licenses either? Really? I mean, I can kind of see how that makes sense, because, like, you're... At the end of the day, the most important thing, I guess, is just to learn, you know, what road signs mean and what the fucking laws are, but... It is also different, like, starting, in a hill... Like, starting your car and starting to drive in a car when you're in a hill is different when you're driving a manual. I know that much, for example. You don't just put the foot down, because that's not really gonna get you anywhere. Unless that is how you do it. I don't know. Things are different. It's just different. There's small nuances that are making it a different experience. Also, I know I'm not a car guy, so it might sound a bit weird. I think I'm gonna be one of those fuckers that's like, man, I gotta drive a manual. I gotta drive a manual. I gotta get a manual car, because... You know, I still have driven cars before. I know how to drive a car. I just don't know the road laws or whatever. I know how to drive a car. It's just more fun to fucking drive and then do the stick thing. Like, it's just more fun to mess around with the pedals that way. It's just more fun. It just is. I'm not a car guy, but also there's a little bit of car guy DNA in me. Like, I'm just gonna admit, more fun. I don't think I could get an auto car. Like, if I had to, I guess. And at some point, I'd imagine that probably becomes the global standard. It's only going to be like vintage cars or whatever that are manual. But still, I want to fiddle with the stick. I'm stimming. Yes, I'm stimming as I'm driving. You remember schools forcing you to have a fake license just for sewing machines, doing bad stuff, no longer having the sewing machine. You know what? There were sewing machine licenses at my school as well. There was a knife license as well. Which we didn't get a physical, like, piece of paper, like a physical laminated piece of paper for our knife license. We might have gotten a diploma. I don't know, but I do remember that specifically we did get a, you know, a fake license for the sewing machine. And I think general etiquette in the textile, you know, type classes. Like, oh, put away things appropriately like this, and when using needles, be careful not to do that type of shit. Yeah, that was kind of neat. I remember finding that laminated piece of paper years later, and I was like, oh, cool. Memories of kind of bad times, honestly. Wasn't a huge fan of the textile courses, because, man, oh man. Wasn't particularly good at that one, honestly. Gonna be totally honest, wasn't particularly good at that. I think I would have appreciated it a bit more now. I think I'm more competent now as well at such things. Like, I've sewn, I've patched up holes in shirts and whatever. I've done that. Ladies. That's right. I know how to fix my own clothes. Is that attractive? I don't know. I keep hearing about women finding it attractive when men can do basic take care of yourself type stuff. Still has not landed me not even a blown kiss my way. Not even a gaze upon my face. Nothing. But whatever. I mean, I guess I am taking care of myself in my own home and there's nobody looking at me through my window. Guess that's the issue. I gotta start folding my laundry outside on the bus. Now that's the trick. You remember your buddy had an angle grinder blow up and rip his lip open when we stayed late for robotics club without the teacher one time? Damn. Taking his license. It sure sounds like it, you know? It sure does sound like it. Also, Steve, my good man. Come here for a sec. We gotta test the course. We gotta make sure that your ass fits on this racetrack. Looks good. Looks good so far. This is good. This is good. And then we take this turn. Uh-huh. Might have to fix a little bit of the road there. This could work. This could work. I'm also gonna add some obstacles along the way, by the way, just want to point that out. We're gonna have some fences to jump over. Yeah, this works. This works. This is a good track. Put you back there. A shard of it was embedded in the wall and the teacher framed it for a few years. That's how you should be doing that. I remember there was a news article, local news obviously, but a news article framed on the wall in the wood workshop or whatever. And it was framed next to like the drill, the one where you pull the lever and then a drill comes down. It was a framed thing where a girl had like lost a chunk of her hair that was just ripped off her scalp, I think, or she just got stuck in the machine with her hair and they had to just cut it off. I'm pretty sure it was ripped off her fucking head though. About how she had to go to the hospital, whatever. And how she lost a bunch of hair and all that. And then underneath that, it was like, everyone near this machine with long hair needs to put up their hair. Luckily, I was short-haired back then, but I'm not going back to short hair. I'm not. I fit far better with longer hair. They put a clear plastic box around the shard and screwed it onto the wall. Okay. They did. I want to put it out also. They did also make the machine itself safer. They made it so that there was like a plastic like shield guard or whatever that I don't think it came down with the machine as you pull the lever, but like you had to do it yourself manually. But they did put in that as well. So there was something in between you and the, you know, incredibly fast spinning drill. But I gotta say, it was pretty safe. I mean, all things considered, very safe, that workshop, because I didn't cut myself once even, I think, in that whole thing. There was probably a couple of close calls, but never once. And I made a whole ass bookshelf in that wood workshop class, which wasn't a very good bookshelf. I want to make that clear. But it was a bookshelf that I kept my Xbox 360 games in, so it worked. Just a little wobbly. I also made a table for myself, which could fold. I could fold the legs in and then hide the table underneath my bed. So, because I had a small room and I didn't want to take up too much space, so I made a foldable table. I think the wood workshop teacher gave me like a a C or a B on that. I feel like the design was pretty good, so it should have really been an A, but also that teacher was kind of an asshole. Kind of a stuck-up prick. Who was married to this stuck-up prick, like, what the fuck? Hemokosumedkunskap, what the fuck is that in English? The food teacher, the culinary arts teacher. Or, like, not just food, but also, like, economy and just general basic life stuff teacher. I don't know what the fuck to call that class. I really don't know. But yeah, that woman was in charge of that class was a little... She was nobody's favorite. Let's just put it that way. Unless maybe one or two students' favorite, but certainly not mine, and certainly not my brother's favorite. So yeah, not a favorite amongst the crowd there. Not a huge favorite. I think I'm gonna make all the walls around the course out of... Because I want to make it a fenced-in thing, so you can't, like, cut across. Because what's the point in taking corners if you can just skip an entire corner, you know what I mean? There's gotta be a barrier of some kind. Home economics is the English word? Ah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Do they teach food cooking in home economics in the US though? Because it kind of applies to economics. You gotta think of what you're gonna buy, groceries, all that. It also doesn't really, because it's food. I don't know. This is the part of the course that I wanted to extend a little bit. Or just alter. This'll do. Right? Yeah, that'll do. Home economics, also called HOMEC, domestic science. I read domestic violence. Domestic science, household arts, homemaking, or family and consumer sciences, often shortened to FCS or facts. Learning straight facts in class. Is a subject concerning human development, personal and family finances, consumer issues, housing and interior design, nutrition and food preparation, as well as textiles and apparel. Wikipedia source. I was assuming it was some kind of thing you grabbed off the internet, considering the little source annotation there. I was like, that seems oddly specific. I know you typically are the information guy in chat, but also that seems... There's no requirement to source things when you're trying to just lay down general facts for me. I don't take it too seriously. I probably should, I guess, but... yeah. Being misinformed, it's in right now. It's trendy. I don't really care to change too much. Right, let me start laying down the walls. I'm gonna leave this side open though, I think. It was very much a housewife preparation class, only aimed at women back in the day. Yeah. Yeah. As are a lot of things back in the day when it comes to that kind of stuff. You kidding me? I'm a man and I'm supposed to learn how to take care of myself on my own? No. Couldn't be. That sounds like the work of communism. This is America. What? You're telling me women just don't know how to do all that stuff automatically? I thought they were born knowing how to do that. It's outrageous. When women are born, they're born with a butter knife and some bread in their hands. They know how to make a sandwich. It's instinctual. I mean, come on. Dang it. I locked myself out of my own course. Men are supposed to work and die for the government, not contribute to the home outside of money. Exactly. Exactly. They're supposed to slave away for unfair wages at a factory that will close down because, well, we gotta save money somehow because of these investments that are failing thanks to X, Y, and Z reasons. You kidding me? I'm supposed to know how to cook my own food? I don't have time for that. I'm supposed to drink my problems away. Because I'm so fucking upset and stressed over my life falling apart. Like, hello? Do they not know? Dude, this race course is gonna be sick when it's done. I'm not necessarily saying that because I believe it, I'm just saying it because I want it to be true. So I'm hoping it'll be true. This is manifesting. It's purely manifestation of my own hopes and dreams. That looks good. Cool. I don't need walls all the way around the ditch there. On account of the fact that there's natural walls in the ditch. Put up some stuff here, though. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that either. Probably should do that, though. I really wish that you could, like, make the fences, like, go diagonally in this game. Like, I really wish you could just, like, have these two connect over a block like that. It wouldn't make a lot of sense, probably. Nah, who am I kidding? It would make perfect sense. And let's be real, by the time that I'm 45, maybe, they'll probably have added that into Minecraft. And I'll see that in, like, an update video of some kind and be like, oh, cool. It's the thing that I've been asking for. For forever. Cool. So worth it now that I'm 45, I got back issues and I can't see very well, and I guess got kids to take care of. Let's be real, I'm not getting kids. Again, it's not necessarily because I don't want kids. I mean, at this point, I don't want kids, but it's not gonna be because I don't want kids. That's not the reason I'm not gonna have it. The reason is gonna be because won't have the other half required for kid having. But oh well. Oh well. I'm sure you can have AI children by that point. What a disgustingly sad sentence I just uttered. Immediately upon saying it, I was like, I hate myself for saying that. I also hate it for just kind of being probably true. It's gonna be true, and that's why I hated myself for saying it. Connected there, I guess. Oh, but it doesn't match the other side. I gotta fix that. Gotta match. It's gotta match. Do this. Sure. I don't want kids. Kids don't want me. Win-win. That's probably not it either. I was very popular amongst the youth when I was a substitute teacher. So I'd probably make for a really cool dad, or at least a fun dad. Would I? I don't know. I would be a dad. At the very least. That the kid would, at the very least, bare minimum, he wouldn't hate me. Maybe in his teenage years, but he wouldn't have anything against me. He'd probably be like, yeah, it's my dad, he's fine. He's alright. That looks a bit weird. But I kind of got to do it that way, otherwise I won't be able to have walls around the course like this. Just fuck it. God damn it. I sleep. There are no substitute dads. I mean, you got a point. Although I guess you can call that stepdads. But substitute is more like, yeah, I'm gonna need a dad for 3 weeks. Are you available? um, but I guess having kids at some point would be nice, though. I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. YouTuber man PewDiePie sure does make it look like a wonderful time to have a kid, a loving wife, a nice job, all the free time in the world, following your dreams, following your passions, early retirement and all that. He sure makes it looks very nice. Probably because it is. Like, Lord have mercy, I'm jealous. It's like kind of almost actively bad for your mental health to look at his family vlogs, because it's like, oh, what life could be. The millionaire making it look nice. I mean, yeah, he's got millions, so really it's probably the financial security that looks so good, but still, it looks good for a reason, probably because it is good. Like, if it was Jeff Bezos making a vlog, and it looked all nice, I wouldn't trust it for a second, but it's PewDiePie. Sure, I don't know him. In all fairness, I don't know him. Well, like, you know, he's not Jeff Bezos. He's a guy. He's a regular guy that I would assume pays his tax. Unlike the bald man. Unlike the real life Lex Luthor. Actually, no, not even Lex Luthor. That's an insult to Lex Luthor. Because Jeff Bezos is definitely not him. Jeff Bezos is evil, but he's in a different kind of evil. He's just capitalism evil. Which I also think Lex Luthor is also that in a way, but, you know, Lex Luthor also wants to rule the world, I guess, and kill Superman. The nicest nice man alive, so there's that. Yo, what up, my Basins? Jeff be here with another billionaire vlog. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Actually, no, he owns... Does he still own Amazon, or did he sell it off to someone else? Like, I don't think... Is he the CEO of Amazon still? Or is he just like a chairman of the board at this point? I feel like I heard him stepping down as CEO or something. I don't know. But considering that he's of Amazon, would it make sense if he was like a Twitch streamer instead, actually? Yo, capitalist slave, thank you for 3 months. You could give me 3 more months, though. You don't need food this month, do you? Right, I'm gonna go put the rest of these stone walls away. I don't need stone walls anymore, I don't think. Because I think I made the racetrack walls all done. I think that's done now. Now I want to add in some obstacles. Elon Musk is Lex Luthor if he got hair implants. Dude, Elon Musk wishes, fucking wishes, he was Lex Luthor. Because the thing is, Lex Luthor is at the very least charismatic in the comics. And also in the latest movie, he's pretty suave. I forget the name. What the fuck is his name? The actor that plays Lex Luthor in the latest Superman movie? I should know his name, but it eludes me. His name is... Hold on. Almost got it. Is it Josh something? I feel like it's a Josh, right? Nicholas Holt, never mind. I'm totally fucking wrong. I'm just joshing around, apparently. Also, I'm gonna make the fences and whatnot that you jump over out of dark oak wood, because that'll look nice. I just gotta plant some more dark oak wood. Just gotta do that. But yeah, dude, Elon Musk wishes he was as cool as Lex Luthor. Because at least Lex Luthor is somewhat charismatic, and his arch nemesis is Superman. Fucking Elon Musk's arch nemesis right now is just normal people on Twitter. That he's getting owned by every time that he tweets. I guess he would say that his arch nemesis is the far left, the radical far left. Meanwhile, nah, dude. Honestly, what he doesn't realize, though, is that his arch nemesis is just his fucking self. Every time that he opens his mouth, it's like he's punching himself in the face. Like, dude, I distinctly remember a time where everyone, including myself, thought you were kind of cool. Or at the very least, you were, like, gonna save the world, and we're gonna get us to Mars. Of course, that was all delusion and just fucking marketing, really, because, well, at the end of the day, you have always been a scumbag that's just stolen other people's ideas and claimed them as your own. But he's just, like, every time without fail that he opens his mouth, it's just like an avalanche of the catastrophes. Like, just stop talking. You're bootlicking Donald Trump, who, by the way, in case you didn't know, Donald Trump, he can claim it to be a joke. I don't care. He's being serious. He's claimed that he's gonna go for a third presidential term, and the fucking dumbass said, oh, well, he said there was gonna be a fourth time that he's running for president, or he's gonna, you know, become president the fourth time, because technically he, according to him, won the election against Joe Biden, which he just will not fucking let go. He's like Drake on Drake's latest album, will not let go the fucking miserable failure against Kendrick Lamar. It's the same shit. He will not let go of the fact that he lost against Joe Biden. Like, oh my god. But you know what? I'm not worried, though, because the sad fuck is absolutely gonna keel over and die somehow. Somehow. Either he gets assassinated, because there's gonna be a couple of more attempts, I would assume, on his life before then. Sooner or later, someone's gotta strike it, you know. If Twitch is listening, hopefully they won't. Hopefully they will not hit him. Murder bad. And generally speaking, I mean, I guess in the serious sense, I am against it all. I would hope that he just has a heart attack. I still think political violence is probably a bad idea. I'd hope for a future where we could just solve things with words. But I also recognize that eventually push comes to shove. But whatever. Hopefully no one gets murdered. But I just don't fucking see how him, in his current state, is gonna make it to that point where he can run for and win a third term. And again, it's also just not legal. He's just not allowed. Oh, loopholes this, loopholes that. It's loopholes. You're just finding loopholes in a law that maybe wasn't written properly. But you can clearly understand what it's trying to say, you fucking asshole. You're not meant to be president again. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop ranting, because it's not what the stream is about. It's also American politics. I'm gonna rip my own hair out, and my pubes. Just thinking about it. Makes me so upset. Nicholas Holt, the only wait, so you remember that name because he's the type of teacher that made learning fun, because that's the only teacher. The teacher almost had his name, got it. And his obsession with the letter X. Yep, that's true. I didn't even notice you sneaking in here, Unimatrix. Hello, welcome. Are we talking about the orange juice I left for 2 minutes? Look, alright? It's just, I started talking about Elon Musk, and then it happens. It just happens. But yeah, he, joke or not, he was very serious in his tone. If it was a joke, can I just say, worst delivery of a joke in the entire human race of delivering jokes, I guess. But he seemed very serious, the orange man, when he said that he was going to run for third presidency, a third term. Sincerely, I hope that he, finds some natural causes to swerve into, but that's all I'll say. All I'll say. Sadly, a former president can run as the vice president for an upcoming election in which the president can step down off their own will, to which the vice president can then take the presidential position. I know that is a thing that can happen, but again, that is given the idea that, first of all, what the fuck is his name again? I keep forgetting. What the fuck is this stupid ass? God, what is his name? God damn, what is his name? I keep forgetting names. What's the name of that fuck ass vice president that is just the fucking... like, he has a real beard, but it's like, it somehow looks fake and like painted on his face. What's his name? I should know this. I watch Philip DeFranco like every time that he uploads because I have a problem. JD Vance! Fuck, Jesus. JD Vance and his stupid ass, I don't know, pants. Like, that's assuming that he was, because he's probably the Republicans' best bet for another, I don't know, election, the next election. But it's JD Vance. I don't think I've seen a more, like, frail man. Like, I don't know, there's no, like, power behind the words he says. You know what I mean? I'm still fucking on American politics. I'm gonna shut up at this point. It's just... I'm shutting up. I'm ceasing words, because I can't do this anymore. I get upset, I start ranting. This is not my thing to rant about. I'm not an American. I'm a Swedish man. There's not an ounce of American in me. Like, just none of it. There's no part of me that wants to make out with a Glock 17 or whatever, if that even is a gun. There's no part of me that wants to do that. I'm not an American. I need to zip it. There's plenty of Swedish politics that I could fucking go crazy about, which I will not do because I'm not a politics channel. I'm not Hassan Piker. I'm not a other political streamer. That's the only political streamer I think I know of. Couchman. Yeah, let's be real. Their strongest bet is a man that makes love to couches, allegedly. Vance is definitely not the next primary for the Republican Party. He doesn't have enough political nor media presence to even get popular with voters. But, like, what is the other option, though? Like, I don't know. I guess Tucker Carlson, but he doesn't like the Republican Party anymore, supposedly. I'm still talking about American politics. I'm shutting up about the American politics. And no, Unimatrix, I do not get a boner when I see a gun. Maybe a fear boner, but that's like just a confusion boner. That's a different thing. Anyway, I have to actively combat talking about American politics. It's like, as much as I hate it, I also can't stop talking about it because there's just so much to unpack. But it's also just like, and the really frustrating part about it is that, like, I can't do anything about it. It's like I've said before, American politics is like living next to your neighbor whose lawn is constantly on fire, and it's like they don't do anything about it. And you're like, I can't believe that my neighbor Dave will not do anything about the fucking constant lawn fire. Like, does he like it? Is that the point? And you can't do anything about it because it's not your house, it's not your lawn. I don't have a right to vote in American elections for obvious reasons, and I can't do anything about it, but it's one of the biggest nations, the most powerful nations. So it kind of hugely impacts, you know, a lot of things. Anyway, don't vote for fascists, and vote for Wilson. Vote for Wilson in the next election. Doesn't matter what country you're in, you can vote for Wilson. Isn't that right, Wilson? Or am I wrong? What do you think, Wilson?
No.
Okay, well, I guess I'm not right. Never mind. He doesn't like politics, which is very fair. Very fair to him. Obama, save us, Obama. I see what you mean, and it would be better than Trump, but also... I'm gonna stop. I said I was gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. We're done here. That conversation is over. We don't gotta get into Obama. All we gotta say is that Obama has... He likes bombs. Oh, bomb. Am I right? Sure likes his bombs. That's all I'm gonna... That's all I need to say. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if I like the placement of that hurdle. I'm gonna move it slightly back. Like over here. Yeah. That works. That's a bit better. At least I can affect the current Swedish election. I will rant a little bit about the Swedish election coming up. I still haven't done my fucking deep dive on what fucking party I want to vote for. And I'm not gonna vouch for any one party either. All I want to say is, I think it's a pretty stupid idea to vote for anyone on the right. I mean, if you want to make more money and you're a rich person, that makes perfect sense, because they're gonna lower taxes and all that, and that's gonna be good for you, selfish prick. But if you're someone that likes people and wants to see good in the world, I don't think it's a very good idea. I really don't. Especially, there's no reason at all for like, you will only vote for SD. You will only vote for them if you're racist. That is their main thing. It's always been their main thing, just immigration. And the way that they're going about just tearing shit up because they don't like, they hate immigrants, is crazy. The people that have been given like permanent, like, in Swedish called uppehållstillstånd. I don't know what the word is in English, but basically You've been given the sense that you can stay here permanently. You're now Swedish. Congratulations. You have, or whatever. I'm not sure if that's exactly what that means. That might be like the closest step to that, but not quite there. Again, I'm not entirely full into this whole process, so really I have no business to rant. But I want to rant because it pisses me off so much. They are tearing up those, so people that have been given this promise that you can stay here at the very least, you can stay here in Sweden for however long you want to stay. The people that have been living with that comfort for a few years, suddenly, nope, we're just tearing those up. We can just tear those up now. Cause fuck you. We don't like you. If your skin color is a little different, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, you're a child who's grown up here your entire life and you have no memory whatsoever of the previous culture you grew up in. Fucking get out of here. I don't care. You will never be Swedish. I know you're fluent in Swedish. You have not even just a touch of an accent. But get the fuck out of here. You're not Swedish. Your skin tone is slightly off. You're not pale enough. So you're gonna have to get out of here. Oh, and you're Muslim. You're Muslim. There's no space whatsoever for you in our society, apparently. Like, it's just... Like, I still remember... There's so many times where the fucking Jimmy Åkesson has just said, like, oh, there's no room for the Muslim faith in Swedish society. Meanwhile, we have religious freedom. Just want to point that out. You have the right to have any religion you want. That's in our, like, constitution, buddy. Like, just fucking live with it. Like, I don't understand all religions to 100%, but, like, it doesn't bother me that there's Muslims in this country. It doesn't. Because it's just a faith thing. They celebrate different things, they believe in different things. That's fine. So many of them, the vast majority of them, are being upstanding citizens, contributing to our economy. They are doing their best to learn our language, which is pretty different from their original language, because most of them are coming from the Middle East. They're trying to learn Swedish, which is a difficult thing for them, but they're doing their best despite the shit resources that they've been given by the state and all that. They're trying their best to get jobs and landing jobs despite racism and difficulties getting a job as, you know, a foreign person in a foreign land. And also, I remember this one time seeing a video from this guy that's borderline racist, but he's just hiding it well, I guess. Who, his whole thing was just like, oh, I have a big problem with Sweden. And the biggest problem that I have is that, what the fuck was it? Hold on, I'm getting lost in my own rant because the wires are getting crossed and my brain is just center for a moment. Hold on, where's the lake? I need the lake. Where's the there it is. Cue the peaceful bird sounds. Okay. I think I'm okay. I think we're good. Or they're done. Okay, cool. We're good. So, in the video, among many other stupid complaints and arguments he was making, he said one thing like, I have lived in many other countries, and I have did my best to adapt to their culture. He mentioned having lived in the UK and Australia. Brother, you are a white man going to predominantly white countries where they also, get this, are speaking English, a language you are already fluent in. And the cultures are not that different. In the grand scheme of things, not like hugely different to what you're used to. Like, they're just not. Like, it's just an insane thing to say that, oh, well, I adapted to other cultures when I lived abroad. Like, brothers, you lived in... It's like, if you lived in Japan, I could see it. I could see the argument. Am I done with the course? No, there's other shit to do. I'm not ready to do the maiden voyage yet. Um, like it would be a completely different thing if you said like Japan, or if you went to China, or if you went to the Philippines. Why am I listing all very Asian countries? Like what if you went to like the middle of Africa? It would have been a whole different thing, because then you're like really out of your element, both culturally, linguistically, and also just kind of ethnically. Like you're probably going to be the only like person with your skin tone in a vast, array of people. Like it's just an insane argument. But there's just so much of that going around in Sweden right now. There's just a massive amount of, I'll just say it, racism. Just blatant racism. And I get it. You're so tired of things being shit in this country. In so many ways. You're tired of politicians lying, and you're tired of shit just going south. I get it. And for some reason, you've got it in your head that it's all due to immigrants, I guess. Because, oh, well, I remember everything going downhill when the immigrants came here. And I'm not going to lie and say, like, oh, it was great when the immigrant crisis happened. Like, there was a lot of immigrants showing up at one point or another. There was. Like, undoubtedly. And that wasn't handled very well either. But, like, across Europe, that was the case. Like, we saw it all across Europe. Because that's just sort of what happens when war and shit breaks out, and famine and shit. Like, it's just, there's gonna be immigrants, they're gonna have to go somewhere, and the right thing to do is to have open doors available to let those people start new lives elsewhere. And something that's been bothering me as well is just how there's so many people that just have it in their heads that, like, adapting to Swedish culture or any other culture should somehow mean just fucking deleting everything of their past culture for some reason. That's not literally what they're saying. If I were to say this in an interview with someone from the right, they would just say, oh, I'm not talking about literally everything. I'm just saying, like, this, and this, like, you should, like, adapt to whatever. But they mean everything. They do mean everything. Because, like, for example, this fucking obsession with wanting to ban hijabs or whatever is crazy to me. Because why even bother? Why would you bother doing such a thing? Because, like, name me one good reason why hijabs should be banned from Swedish society. Because there is no good reason. They're not impacting us economically. They're not impacting us in any sort of way. Even the women that are wearing them are not being, like, I don't know, oppressed in any way. Because it's a choice. Because they are practicing their religion by choice. Like, you're not protecting anyone. You're just, again, people put this out there. It's just politicians telling women what to wear and not to wear again. And it's just, it's essentially what it is. It's just literally just what it is. You're just telling them what they can and can't wear. And it's crazy. It's just straight up crazy. Because it doesn't help anyone in any sense whatsoever. Like, oh, well, they should adapt to Swedish culture. Like, fucking, just, again, we have religious freedom, and you're obsessing over a piece of fabric over people's heads. I know what the fabric represents. I know what it means. But it's just a piece of fabric. It's like if you were to ban all men suddenly from wearing, I don't know, fedoras because you don't like Redditors. There's still gonna be annoying, shitty Redditors. And the hat is not impacting the economy in any way. Like, it's just, it doesn't change anything to ban that. And are we seriously gonna waste our taxpayer money that we keep talking about all the time? Oh, politicians wasting our taxpayer money. Are you seriously telling me that you want politicians in this country to spend their time banning fucking hijabs? Because that's such a big threat to my culture and my beliefs, apparently. Like, Swedish culture isn't going anywhere. I'm here. You're fucking here. Just practice your culture and it'll remain. And also, Can I just say, culture is a fluid thing. It changes. Culture is not a one constant. Culture changes over time. Culture is impacted by everything. It's just inevitably going to change at some point. And maybe you think it's changing too fast. That's fine. But again, fucking practice your culture the way you want to then. There's no, like, you're not... The government is not enforcing you to wear specific clothes or just no more, you're just not allowed to have pork anymore because that's insensitive to Muslims or whatever. Like, you can still have pork. It's still at the store. You can still buy pork. Still there. Your culture is still here. It's still alive. It's still happening. Like, stop fucking saying this stupid argument that for some reason immigrants are the problem. Because they're not. They're just not. Politicians that can't form a better argument are trying to make it seem like it's the immigrants' fault that everything is falling apart. Meanwhile, it's probably their fault. If things have been sucking for the past few years, it's the current government's fault. They have been in charge. It's their problem. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say as well. But I think overall my point is, if you're gonna vote for anything this this election, which you should use your right to vote. If you're gonna do any of that, which again I suggest you do, at least just think for a few more minutes than what most people will do. Think for just a few more minutes about what your vote means, what you want it to go to, what you want to see your politicians do. And think about what they're saying. Just think about the argument. Maybe think of what the counter argument is. And then, make your choice from there. If you still at the end of all of it believe that some party on the right is the best option, then go ahead. Go ahead. Just do whatever. Again, it is your own choice. But I just think there's far too many people that just don't think at all. And yeah, I'm not doing the best, job of looking into things either. I'm just gonna fully admit I'm not doing the best job of it. Could definitely be doing a better job of it. But I'm trying to do a better job of it. But also politics, they're exhausting. But I also can't really blame anyone that's not really interested in looking into politics. Because it sucks. It just sucks. We're in a culture where politics is all about Instagram and TikTok, like, gotcha moments at this point. Where it's just like, ha, you said this thing, and I said this thing. Therefore, I'm the Sigma, and you're the Beta. Like, oh, cool. Good stuff. I'm so glad that we're in this timeline. Just do your best. Vote for what you think is best. And immigrants are not the reason that things suck. Of course, immigrants, a massive immigrant influx will have an impact on culture and whatnot, and on economy and all that. I'm not saying that's not the case, because it would be stupid of me to say that there's no impact to that, because there is. But they're not the reason everything sucks. The guy running the pizza shop is not the reason why your life sucks. It's probably because you're... I don't know. Maybe you suck. Maybe that's the truth you gotta face. You should cut your hair if you're gonna move to a town with only bald people type arguments suck. Exactly. Like, it's just... Like, if I were to move away... Also, is it a whole different thing if you're moving to a country by choice, or if you're moving to another country by, I have to get out of my country because it's during a time of war. That's another thing they never point out. That people are leaving not willfully, they're leaving because they have no other choice. Which I would argue probably makes it even more inclined to hold on to your culture, because, like, I don't want to forget that vital part of me. Which is, the culture that I grew up with. Like, no. They should just forget all of that and just integrate 100,000,000% into our culture. They should be more of our culture than I am, the person that has grown up in the culture. Muslims should renounce their faith entirely, become devout Christians in Sweden, despite the fact that most of us in Sweden are not even religious at all. and then they should sing the Swedish national anthem every time they wake up and before they go to bed. And they should change their names to like Sven and Johanna. They should just change it to all that. Uh, and culture has not changed for me. I still hunt Danes and sacrifice people to the god. I know you're joking, but again, like culture for me has not changed at all as like I've grown up, or like not to the point where I'm like, huh, there's like something going on here politically. Like, no. I've celebrated Christmas the same way for the past 23 going on 24 years. I've celebrated everything the same way that I have every time. Uh, I've just like nothing's changed. I've been able to live my culture the way I want to in Sweden, in this Swedish way that I have in my head, without an issue. There's been no oppression of it whatsoever, and I don't see Muslims as actively oppressing that by just being in my country, because that's just stupid. And this whole debate is doubly annoying in the U.S. because it's like, okay, was your great grandpa Italian / Irish / whatever white person people blamed for the economy issues at that time? Then shut the fuck up about the laws and culture. This place is a melting pot. Yeah, don't even get me started about the fact that there's so many Americans like, oh, I'm Italian, and I was like, well, it was my several uncles ago, and no. No jet, no cake. I'm not live tomorrow. I'm sorry, it's not happening. I'm gonna be alive, but not live tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream is canceled. We're moving it to Saturday. Sorry. Thank you for showing up, though. um, they should fully integrate and embrace Swedish culture. Okay, would you embrace another country's culture if you moved abroad? No, I'd still do Swedish culture. Exactly. Like, it's just try to picture yourself in the immigrant's shoes. What if, which by the way, this is not a crazy what if anymore. What if war broke out and Sweden was like under constant fire, essentially, from, I don't know, some giant nation to the right of Sweden? You know, whatever nation. Probably nothing politically important right now. I'm also gonna go on a ride. All right, hold on. The reason I've been standing at the start line here is because I'm ready to go on a ride. I'm just getting this rant out of the way first. But it's just like there's no slight thinking of like, well, okay, well, if I was in their shoes, what would I do? What would it possibly look like? And there's again, I think most Swedish people would be like, well, yeah, I would probably hold on to some of my culture, but I would still try to integrate into another culture, which is fair. But they do not think about other things like, oh, it probably would be really difficult for me to integrate to a different country where like both my skin tone, my ethnicity, my native language and general culture is very different from the new culture that I'm moving to. Like again, take the China example. If you were to move to China, things would be very different. So getting a job there would be very different because already you're seen as a stranger the second you walk through the door. Like more so than any other like Chinese stranger would be to someone that's never met another Chinese person. Like it's just like there's no consideration that, oh yeah, right, getting a job would be way harder if you're an immigrant. Fucking learning a whole ass new language that's structurally very different from mine would probably be very difficult. No thought of that whatsoever. Like just because again, also can't really blame most people because politicians, like for example, the whole party of SD in Sweden, have been trying to make it sound so simple that oh, they should just integrate into Swedish society. As if that's just a click of a button. It's not. It's just fucking not. But anyway, like I said, vote for what you want, but just think for at least 15 minutes about who you're voting for, what they're probably going to do with their power, and what you would want a politician to do with the power of being able to, influence laws or whatever. Just think about that. That's all I want to try and say. And don't vote for SD, because if you do, we cannot be friends. They're turning Siege into a zip file tomorrow. I'm not a zip file. I'm gonna go watch a movie. Vote for the party that turns you gay. Not the gay party. Oh no. Anyway, I want to go for a spin on this course. I've been edging Stieg this whole time. He's been standing at the fucking start line, ready to go, and I'm ranting about politics. So enough talking. I'm gonna set a timer. I'm voting for the Liberals then. I'm voting for something on the left. What exactly on the left, I don't know, but something on the left. Definitely left-leaning. My left ass cheek got blown off yesterday, so I'm definitely left-leaning, if you know what I mean. Am I right? Am I right? Voice program, hello? Am I right? Bro, what the fuck? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Oh, fucking suck a dick. I'm turning you off, voice program. You're not listening to me anymore. Just go. We're racing. It was thinking that I was saying at my right and ally right. Crazy son of a bitch. Oh, jump. Thank you. We're getting there. Faster, Stieg. Faster. we gotta become faster. We gotta... I want to feel the breeze in my hair. So I'm trying to wind down. Like, I've ranted so much that my back hurts. That's not a good sign. All right, time. What was the time? About 50 seconds. About 50 seconds on the clock. Good speed. Good speed. Good job, Stieg. All right. At least I managed to finish building this race course, and I got through my rant. I honestly would have believed that I would have ranted the whole stream and probably, like, put down one block of progress, but hey, I did it all. I did it all. We got it done in the end. Oh, that's cool, actually. I love seeing the aerial shot of my base. And that racetrack looks pretty cool. The fucking face, though, is a little distracting. Also, yeah, I ranted so hard I threw my back out. Yeah, sure did. Because, again, like I said before, politics, they be frustrating. They be so frustrating. You saw how frustrated I got. Because it is so frustrating. I hate the climate that we're in politically, and I hate just people in general when it comes to politics. Because, like, this has always been the case. This is not a new thing. People in general have not been paying attention closely to politics. They can say that they are, and some people do, but the vast majority of people will just be like, well, I like this guy. His vibes are good. Or like, yeah, I want to vote for this guy because he lowers taxes or whatever. Like, there's one issue that they're voting for, and then that's it. And then they complain about how they're ruining everything later. But it's like, I really just wish that people had, like, even an ounce more thought behind who they're voting for. And I'm going to do my darn best this time to think about it a bit more who I'm voting for. There's a party I'm leaning towards, but I'm not entirely on board yet, and they also just say really weird shit every once in a while. I'm just like, why would you say that? You say so many good things, and then all out of nowhere, you're just putting down the statement that's like, this makes no sense. A toddler could, like, explain why this is wrong, and they don't even know what a monster truck is yet. And again, I'm not going to specify which that party is, because as much as I will gladly say that you should not vote for SD, because again, you shouldn't vote for the small dick party. Got him. You shouldn't vote for them because they're objectively just a racist and bad faith party. Just a bad idea. but I will not say who else I'm voting for because I just feel like it's, again, I want people to make up their own minds. I will say that I'm left leaning for sure, just to put that out there, because I feel like it's some semblance of like transparency is a good idea when you're talking politics. So I'll definitely say that openly that I'm certainly left leaning, but yeah, I'm not gonna specify specifically who I'm voting for because A, I don't know that, and B, I don't want to sway anyone in one direction. I don't have a huge audience yet. Who knows? You have faith in me, right? What do you think, Wilson? Right, I turned off the voice program. Never mind. I'm just gonna assume you said yes, I have faith in you, and then you gave me a kiss on the forehead. Like I don't have a huge audience yet, but again, I don't want to sway anyone in the one particular direction. Make up your own mind. Even if it's something on the right, that's fine. But like, just just have a think. Have a think about what fits you the best. All I ask. Um. Wow, this whole stream got far more political than I had intended, but I open my mouth and mention Elon Musk, and this is where we end up. This is just how things go. Uh, but at least we have the racetrack. But I made a gift now for Wilson. I made a gift for Bumps. I made a gift for Cuck Cow, aka Luck Cow now, and I made a gift for Pernilla and Stig. Next thing is for Katrine, the cat. I believe I said I was gonna make a giant sphinx for her with like a secret room inside. So that's probably what I'm gonna make next. I just don't know where to put it. We'll have to see. And you have no faith in me. That's fair, Cake. Very fair. Because why should you? On your stream, some Turkish kid said, "Faux you like Russia?" I said, "I don't mind them." Then he started saying, fuck you, I hate Russia, grr." I mean, understandably though, Russia stinks. I'm not a fan of them. But, I mean, I can understand the reaction though. I mean, I can. Russia is also a giant, huge nation with lots of power that's also stupid, really. Well, politically stupid, I guess. The people of Russia have nothing against. And the same thing with Americans. I don't necessarily have anything against the average American. I don't think the average American is necessarily that much more stupid than any other average Swedish person. I mean, yes, generally speaking, less educated, of course, but like overall, most Americans, I believe, I have faith that they're not stupid, they're just misguided. That's all I think. But oh my, oh me, oh my. I'm certainly not a political streamer. I just want to. It's just when I get started, I cannot stop. I want to just make sure that I say some things that should be said because there's a lot of people out there that aren't saying what needs to be said. And also, here's another thing. I just don't feel like a lot of people on the left, especially here in Sweden that I see on social media, a lot of them that are on the left that are like rebuttaling all the gotchas of the right, which again is kind of unnecessary, but whatever, they're doing it. They just have this weird tone to them, like when they speak and when they make their rebuttal videos, where I'm just like, I agree with what you say, and even I am like, just shut up. I don't want to hear it. You lost me already. Like the way that they say it just comes out like weird. I wish I had a good example of it, but I can't quite think. Like I've seen particularly a lot about how, a lot of rebuttals to the fact that like, oh, you vote for SD, well, fucking, what do you think about like, they're supposed to be sending out all the criminals out of this country. Well, look at this. They're sending out children and elderly people. What do you think now? And it's like, listen, Listen, I see what you mean, and that is genuinely like a stupid thing that they're doing. Because, like, yeah, they did say during their whole political campaign, we're gonna ship out the bad guys, not the people that have a right to stay. Meanwhile, they're just shipping out people left and right. Like, that is genuinely an issue. But just the tone and how you're saying it is just like, God, it just got such like teenager vibe to it, and like they're full adults. Like it's just like, stop. Can someone just say it differently? You don't like Putin, but most Russians are goated. I would probably agree with you there. I think a lot of Russians are probably just good people. Most of them probably just good people. I think generally speaking, and this is like, maybe this is just like me choosing to believe ignorantly in the best of humanity, but I genuinely believe that most people on this planet are just good people, good, decent people that just don't want any trouble, that don't want to cause others trouble. Genuinely, I believe most people are like that. But then assholes end up being at the top, and then you have very vocal, shitty people, minorities, that are stirring up all kinds of trouble. That's my belief. And a lot of those decent people can be swayed into thinking that, oh, well, this, bad faith party or whatever, maybe what they're saying is actually maybe it sounds reasonable to them. A catchy ad campaign and suddenly you have fascism. That's just the way it is. You've met 3 normal Russian people and they were nice. Yeah. I've spoken, I think, to Russians before. I must have spoken to Russians before. At the very least, I have no memory of speaking to like an asshole Russian. And even in when people go and when journalists go into Russia and interview random Russians on the street, like what they think of the war in Ukraine and all that. Even when there's people saying yeah, whatever, it's good, I guess. There's also a part of me that's like, they might not even believe that. They're just saying it because they're on camera in a country where you can get fucked up by the secret police if you start speaking badly about the war. Also, we're not killing the parrot. For multiple reasons, but another small reason, she's all the way over there now, and I gotta go swim over there, and I just don't feel like I'm just kind of tired. Just still sleepy. You also know that I've been ranting this whole stream, because my voice is starting to go at this point. I'm get a bit tired. Luckily, that was almost over. Just 2 minutes left. I guess I could speculate for a couple quick secs about where the hell I'm gonna put this cat sphinx. I don't want to put it over there because I'm going to make the whole farm area over there, so that's off limits. I guess I could check my world map. So yeah, this whole area here is going to be farm. I should also remove this and put it down so we can see the treehouse. There is space down here. I'm gonna use this space later, down here, for a hangar for what I'm gonna put Torsten. I'm gonna make him a flight hangar. Would be kind of cool, I guess, maybe to put the Sphinx over here somewhere. So you see it on the way in when I come in with a boat. Alternatively, I could put it next to the Star Cube, but the Star Cube is just gonna overtake it, overpower it so much. I think it's way better to put it further away in its own secluded space. Who just hates me? He ain't killing the parrot. He ain't streaming on Wednesday. What the fuck? There's no hate. There's just unfortunate circumstance. Unfortunately, you're watching the stream of a guy that doesn't want to kill his own pets. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have it in me. I can stream the next Wednesday, but not the current one. I guess the next one is the one tomorrow, but the next one. I can stream on that one. Just not tomorrow. I got plans. I'm sorry. But I'll make sure to have a bad time. I promise. Anyway, let's go to bed one more time. And then we'll call this a day. And then we'll come back on Saturday for the next stream. And we'll build ourselves a cat sphinx. Probably have to go get some resources for that off camera, but that's fine. I can do that. But I'm gonna also mute the music. It's getting kind of annoying. It's bad timing for the music right now. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, morning, day, night, whatever it might be, wherever you might be, and hope to see you all on the next stream, which is on Saturday, not Wednesday. Just the way it is. So until Saturday, I hope you all have a good one. So until then, goodbye. Nah, I know you hate me. I don't hate you. I love you. Kisses, kisses, kisses. All right, goodbye. See ya.